Recording. So today I don't know what's wrong with the attendance. I was waiting for all of you to join. So let's study material handling, that is automated guided vehicles. Again, important from short note point of view, that is 4 marks weightages. So AGV stands for automated guided vehicles and AS and RS stands for automatic storage and retrieval system. Aditya Kamble, Aditya Sawant, Raj Jain, Raj Bhosle. This is the definition of the material handling. So it is the function of moving the right material to the right place in the right time, in the right amount, in proper sequence, and of course, in the right condition. And the ultimate is to minimize the production cost. Usually, the material handling cost is around 20 to 25%. So, what are the objectives of material handling? One is to reduce, of course, the cost of the production. To improve the product quality, and your material should not be damaged, while handling. Safety and working conditions, that is most important. Then obviously the inventory has to be controlled. Hmm. And the dead weight has to be reduced. Then it should facilitate, material should facilitate flow in a straight line wherever possible. See, most of the type of question that is asked is, what are the objectives of material handling, or different modes of material handling, or what are the design considerations or only considerations, what are the considerations of material handling. So like that questions can be asked, or have been asked. Then it should move more material at time, and there has to be mechanization or automation of the material handling, that is it should be unmanned. So what does it includes? It includes your transport equipment. So what are the different material handling equipments? You have industrial trucks, it is also called as the forklift trucks. Then automated guided vehicles, that is AGVs. These are nothing but you are similar to your trams and monorails and conveyors. then different types of cranes and hoist. Then how to store? You can store in bulk. You can store on the rack. You can store in the bins. You can store in the drawer. Hmm. Then what are the different equipment that can be utilized? Palletizers. Palletizers nothing but the small pallets, which are also used conveniently for material handling. Then once you have the material handling system, then you should have a proper identification and tracking system. And that is what is nothing but your AS&RS, automatic storage and retrieval system, because you should know, and suppose if somebody asks, if there is a requirement, then you should be able to retrieve immediately within maximum index time is 3 minutes, as I told earlier. So these are the considerations in material handling system design. That is how the material is, whether it is in the solid states. That is, I have been always giving example of vehicle assembly line or your furniture assembly line, your locks. So those are solids. Liquids and gas means your chemical industries, industrial chemicals and fertilizers. Gas is nothing but your ONGC, BPCL. So if the state is different, your metal handling techniques will also differ. And what is the size? So you have to consider the length, width, and the height of the product. What is the weight of each product? How does the shape is? Whether it is perfectly rectangular or odd shape, like vehicles. Then how the condition is, whether it is in the form of long round bars, billets, long continuously flowing billets. Then this is the most important, like if it is in the whether it is in the hot condition or cold condition or wet condition. If like hot condition means like you have rolling mills, that is your wire rolling mills. For example, your Tata SSL, it is Special Steel Limited. So there it's a wire rolling plant. Mm, So or Mukunda and Steel Company Limited. So there it is billets which are in the hot condition which comes out. So there the safety is very important because the wires they are into the hot conditions and not only in the hot conditions they are also moving with high speeds. High speed. So the motion of those has to be properly constrained. If at any time, suppose if it slips out of the tracks, hmm, or of the guideways, then it will fly like anything, and it will cause a mess, accidents after accidents, and it has happened like that. People has died, that hot wire it has just come out of the track, hmm, and it has penetrated into the operators who has into the staffs, it has gone to the stomach, somebody's head, somebody's neck. Mm. So here, this even if it is cold or if it is in wet condition, you cannot say that it is harmless. It can be harmful, or rather, it has proved to be fatal because of the speed, because of the high speed, speed with which it is moving. Mm. In case of a cold rolling plant, again, accidents has happened. In this, if it is in the cities, metropolitan cities, then accidents it gets immediate and wide coverage because of the media. If it is in the remote places or on the outskirts, then accidents it can be manipulated, accidents because uh, mm, the coverage is less, media coverage is less. Then this damage, if it is explosive, flammable, toxic, fragile, then again your metal handling system varies. Another consideration is your distance and your flow rate. What is the flow rate and what is the distance? Like say, gas which is coming from Uran, ONGC plants to the PPCL or various outlets in the Sun Petroleum or Bharat Petroleum, which are at Vadala, which are at Vashi. So how that is to be handled? So that has to be handled through the pipelines. You may be knowing this pipelines. Even in our societies also, gas flows in the pipelines, but those pipelines are small. Whereas that ONGC on the pipelines are quite big. So again, that has to be considered. So whether the distance is long, and this is a graph, the longer distance, and if the quantity is less, then you have to go for the AGV. If the distance is less, or if the distance is long, and if the quantity is also high, then you have to go for the conveyors. If the distance is short, again quantity is high, then you have to go for the again conveyors, automatic conveyors. If the distance is short and quantity is less, then it can be, I mean, shorter distance and the quantity also less, so it can be handled easily by labor, that is manual handling, or just by hand trucks. Third considerations for material handling is plant layout. This is important. Sometimes earlier used to ask for 10 marks, but now it may not be asked for 10 marks, but definitely for 4 to 5 marks it can be asked. So the first was material consideration characteristics. The second consideration was your flow rate, and third is your plant layout. I don't know. Some students they are saying that not join. So plant layouts are various type of plant layouts. You have fixed position layout, you have process layout, you have product layout. Mm. So how its impact is on material handling. Like suppose if it is a process layout, that is it depends upon the process layout means the layout is as per the processes, like turning process, heat treatment process, gear cutting process, milling process. So all the processes are staggered together. So what is the characteristics of the process layout? There is a variation in the product and processing. Then production rates are low and medium. So here the material handling equipment will be hand trucks, then forklift trucks and automated guided vehicles. If the same, if it is fixed layout or position type of layout, then what is the characteristics? The product size is large. I mean huge, like ship or helicopter or Airbus. That is, the product size is huge. It is large. Even big statues, big idols can also come under this. So the production rate is less here. So in such cases, the material handling equipment will be cranes, hoist, and industrial trucks. Then if it is product type of layout, uh, where the product variety is limited, but suppose if the production rate is high, that is mass production, then we go for conveyors, mm, that is for the product flow, and trucks to deliver components to the stations, different stations. Stations means workstations. You need to see the constraints here. So, what are the constraints? The space. And so, depending upon the space, you have to decide upon your material handling. What could be the material handling? whether you are going to go for, now in this case you'll have to go for vertical, then load. What is the load? Hmm, Total load. So depending upon the load, you have to decide upon the equipment capacity. What is the capacity of a person? How much he can take? So that much only has to be loaded. Usually for a person, for the human being, 5 kg is the capacity. No doubt he can lift 15 kg or 20 kg, a bodybuilder, but he cannot lift that 15 kg, 20 kg and walk. Like you cannot travel on your haversack. You cannot take 15 kg and come to the college and again go back to the home. Hmm. Usually the capacity is 5 kg. Hmm. Cost and hours. So these are the different solutions. Like you have a roller conveyor here. This is a roller conveyor on which this prismatic component is being transported. These are your overhead conveyors. You have overhead conveyors है. I'll zoom it. बड़ा करता हूँ. Maybe it will be visible. Yeah. So these are your overhead conveyors, and overhead conveyors. So you have hangers attached to this. These are the hangers, and to the hangers your products are attached. Then these are called as the AGVs or automated. No, sorry, these are your trucks, industrial trucks. Automated guided vehicles are unmanned. These are your trucks, which are driven manually. So the person is required. And these are your small pallet trucks, palletizers. AGV again can be used separately or has been used many times. Automated guided vehicles. So the definition of AGV, it's a material handling system that uses independently operated, uh, self-propelled, means unmanned, uh, and along defined pathways. Like you have a ways, guided ways, pathways, fixed ways, which are programmed. These are basically battery driven because if it is electrically driven, then you need a long wire, which may cause accident. So most of the times it is battery driven. Then there should not be anything, that is, it should be unobstructive. There should not be any obstacles. It can be used, or it is suitable for automatic material handling in batch production and in mixed model production. Nowadays the production is mixed model. This is the history, which is not that important. That earlier it was bought by Barrett. Hmm. Then it was developed by Volvo. Volvo is the most reputed heavy vehicles manufacturing company. Then, as the technology was sophisticated, AGVs also were developed, and slowly, it was programmed also to communicate with the other robots, that is, with the other material handling systems. So, how do you classify the AGVs? It can be driverless trains, then pallet tracks, and unit load carriers. Basically, AGVs का मतलब है automatic guided vehicles. So, typical AGV will look like this. The covers have been removed in order to show what is there inside. So there is no operator and it moves along the guided path. Move along the guided path. The control unit monitors and directs the system operation. It is interface with the computer so that you get timely report as well as it is useful for your automatic storage and retrieval system. This is the main part of your FMS, that is flexible manufacturing system. This is how automated guided vehicle system will look like. These are the advantages. Installation is simple, it is reliable, hmm, can be expanded where it can be used. But only the disadvantage is it moves between the fixed path, program path, guided path. You cannot use it anywhere. Hmm. Anywhere in the sense, wherever you have programmed the path, on that path only you can use it. Which are the industries where AGVs can be used? Of course, automotive, printing industries, chemicals or plastics, in hospitals, food industries, pharma industries, your distributions or your warehouse, in your paper mills, in your manufacturing, hmm, and these are the special applications. Hello? Ali Gaji. So these are the different parts of the automated guided vehicle systems. Like you have, this is what is your AGV at the center. Then you have load transfer positions. Then you have handling equipments. Then you have loading devices. Then you have tracks. And of course, the most important is your data transmissions and your management systems. So, what are the functions of the AGVs? So, these are the vehicle functions. These are the travel controls, that is speed. Then always the safety gap has to be maintained, and there has to be some provision for collision protection. Hmm. Then how to find out the route. Hmm. Then data exchange. How the data exchange? There are only two modes. This is important. That is, one is your infrared and another is your RFID. That is radio frequency. Then other functions includes your battery life or battery reserves. How much uh, that is charging. That is when to go for the charging. Then should be able to recognize the obstacle, load handling and guide track following. So load has to be accepted, then it has to be deposited, means loaded, and then the track. The track can be optical track or it can be inductive track. So free flight means it can be, that is trackless, and free navigation is again trackless, but entire guide is trackless. Here only the part of the guide is trackless. This is what the total management system is. Control management systems. You have a host of computer to control this AGV, and this is what is your workstation is. Hmm. You can get the output at the same time. You can also see on the computer also. So modern AGVs are computer controlled. Then it gives the position feedback. Communication is now most of the AGVs they have RF communication, that is RFID. Hmm. How the guiding is. Now this is what is your guide is, on which this is moving. So this is a tape guided system. So wherever this AGV has to be moved, has to be there, or wherever the tape is, on that only this AGV will move. Embedded guide wise. Now suppose this is embedded guide wire means on the floor the channel is cut, a groove is cut on the floor, and in that the wires are installed. Self-guided vehicles are becoming common now. These are the latest guided vehicles, and it doesn't have any defined pathways. So as per the directions received by the computers, it can move. And you have rotating laser scanner for deciding the guideways. It's something called as the target laser scanning. That is where it has to reach, and then considering the obstacles with the sensing devices, it decides its path. AGV decides its path. Collision avoidance, this feature is important. Hmm. Usually it can detect up to 4 meter. No, that is up to 13 feet. Hmm. And you have transducers, then you have long and short range detection modes. Then RS232 is used for programming. Hmm. And uh, the voltage is very small, that is 10 to 30 volt. So this is what the detection system is, that is up to 4 meter. He, this person cannot be detected. This can be detected because he is out of danger. Hmm. His car is not going to hit this person. So this is what is your zone is, detection zone is. So accordingly, it will control. See your car, unmanned car, hmm, driverless or self-detection, is nothing but a AGV, automated guided vehicles. Like this now here, again you have collision device, so that it doesn't collides. You should have various safety devices like emergency stop, An obstacle sensor. This is a protective bar like a bumper hmm, from all the sides. That is from the front, from the sides, and of course from the behind also. One has to be very cost effective. That is, manning cost is nothing but operator cost. Investment cost is nothing but the cost of the vehicles. Like in case of automated transport, driverless, hmm, the investment cost is nearly 4 times. But since it is driverless, this cost is very less. And since it is fully automatic, maintenance cost will be high. And because of the sensors, etc., it is safe. There will not be any damage. So the transport damage will be very less. So this is what a comparison is shown. This is a graph of investment against years. Conveyor systems can be powered or non-powered, can be operating in single direction or continuous loop or recirculating. If it is a fixed path, then it is implemented by track system. So it can be in the floor or above the floor or overhead. The photographs uh, has been shown for the above the floor as well as for the overhead. These are the different type of conveyors. That is roller and skate wheel, belt conveyors, conveyors which are driven by chains or by cables, and carton track or screw type of conveyors. These screw type of conveyors are widely used, followed by roller conveyor, followed by belt conveyor. Then lift. Many industries they have goods lift in which passengers are not allowed. It is not a passenger lift. It is only meant for the goods. Basically, it is heavy duty. So the speed is less. And whereas for the passenger lift, it's not heavy duty. It can be around 1 ton or maybe around 600 or 700 kg. But the speed is the consideration. Uh, high speeds, high speed lifts because uh, you must be able to travel, rapidly right from the ground floor to the 30-story building or 50-story building, whatever it is. This is the example of cart on track conveyor carrying vehicle sub-assembly through the plant. This is your vehicle and ये जो है this इसको बोलते हैं and the track is nothing but this ये जो है this that is nothing but the track. So on the track you have a cart गाड़ी और उसके ऊपर you have this chassis. This is the chassis. ये आपका chassis है which is mounted on this cart and this cart moves on the track. Then you have something called as the automatic storage and retrieval system. Again, there are two parts here. One is automated guided vehicles, that is or rather I'll say three parts. One is your material handling system, how the question can be asked, material handling system, ऊपर एक. Second, on only on automated guided vehicles, and third can be only on automated storage and ritual system. 5 marks. Not all, either. Hmm. Maximum two. So whatever first thing is that you should be able to store properly, and then you should be able to retrieve also. Retrieval is most important. So factories, warehouses, distribution. Not only this, but even in the stores also this is used. Hardware stores. I'm talking about foreign countries. In foreign countries, even the laundry peoples, they also use this automatic storage and retrieval system. Laundry peoples, laundry mans. So आप कपड़ा दे दो, so they will wash it, and it goes to your storage system. Like instead of nuts and bolts, there will be these trousers, there will be cloths, hand clothes. So you have to go with your receipt or whatever is given, mm, and you'll just enter in the computer, the entire the system, the ritual system, it will rotate and it will give the desired cloth. So storage system performance में what is important, that capacity, that is what is the total number of storage compartments, total space, and storage density, accessibility is important. It is, if it is not accessible, then it cannot be retrieved. So that is major. It should always give you the stock, like when you go to the supermarket or to the mall, hmm, you just purchase something. Okay, so then the computer will subtract and it will give the fresh stock. Say 10 Parle-G में से this customer has taken 6 Parle-G, so now only 4 Parle-G are remaining. So that is what is monitoring the stock. So you have two strategies for the location. One is randomized and another is dedicated storage. Randomized is nothing but anyhow, and dedicated means properly stored. So in randomized stores, incoming items are stored in any available. वहाँ पे दिखा वहाँ पे रख दिया. That is what is your randomized storage is. So usually it is kept at the nearest available open location. Whenever you receive the order from the customer, then stock is retrieved from the storage based on FIFO policy, that is first in first out. So since it is kept anyhow, space required may be less. In dedicated, you are assigned a specific space locations. It's not mixed. So if you have huge space, if the storage space is more, then you can go for this type of storage. So that was your dedicated storage. This we have discussed many times, inventory level as a function of time, that is when to order, considering the safety stock and considering the lead time. Then you have to always see that trouser space which is required should be less. So sometimes randomized storage is given importance. At least the industries which are into the cities, located into cities. So that's why in small scale or medium scale, if you visit, hmm, where you will find the material is kept anyhow because of the space constraints. But same if you go and visit outskirts or the plants which are into the suburb, where it is well organized because of this dedicated storage, you know, facility. So what are the conventional storage methods? You have bulk storage, you have rack systems. These you are familiar. Racks. You have bins, you have shelves, and you have drawer storage. These rack system and shelves and bins are fabricated, and drawer storage are available ready-made. Basically, cabinets, Godrej cabinets, it's available ready-made. This is what is your bulk storage. Hmm, You can store in bulk. This is your rack system is pallet rack system. This is your cabinet system, that is drawer storage, which is most commonly used for your components which are light in weight. Automatic storage means it is mechanized, stored automatically, but it needs a lot of money to be invested. So that's why if you're going to get a returns, then only you go for automated storage system. Why to go for automating? That is to increase the storage capacity. Most important is to reduce the labor costs and to increase the productivity and also to improve the security and to reduce pilferage, that is theft. Storage density can be improved, storage capacity can be improved, floor space can be used effectively. It is safe, you get a good inventory control and to improve the throughput, that is output. So you have two types of automated storage systems. These are mostly common in your automobile plants. One is your ASRS and another is your carousel storage system. ASRS is basically a rack type of systems, and this is carousel storage system. These are popularly used in Mahindra manufacturing plant. So they have all conveyor system with bins. So this is a typical ASRS system with the one aisle. Aisle means this. This is a gap between these two. That is what is your aisle is. And these are all your, storage where the material is kept. And इसके बीच में in this aisle your storage retrieval machine or a forklift kind of things goes inside, okay, and it will take the material from these racks. This can move up and down, and this goes inside this aisle. These are the different types of ASRS. You have unit load ASRS, deep lane, mini load, automated, vertical lift. Just now what we saw, that was your vertical lift storage module, where it can be used These are the different uses. These are the carousel storage systems. That is, it can be again horizontal and vertical. Vertical carousel storage systems are popular in automobile shops. I mean, automobile manufacturing plants. This is your horizontal carousel storage system. This. So this is what it moves inside, and it will retrieve the material, and that material is finally loaded on this conveyor. This is vertical carousel storage systems. This is typically used in our stores, hardwares, laundry peoples. So this is moving up and down, yes, huh? And from here material can be retrieved. So in vehicle manufacturing plant, you have horizontal carousel system like this, and our shops like laundry shops, nut bolt shop, or hardware shops, these vertical carousel storage systems are very popular because most of the shops they have heights. I'll just take a minute. You have these different applications, carousel applications. uh, that is storage and retrieval operations, then transport and accumulations. Then you can have unique applications also, that is mostly for the electrical products. So to summarize, these questions on this topic can be divided into three parts. One is material handling. What are the different material handling systems? Design considerations. Second is exclusively on AGV, and third is on describe AS and RS system, automatic storage and retrieval system. So that's all. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, you can join your next lecture. Thank you so much. And I don't know, but mostly we'll be meeting after Diwali. So I wish all of you happy Diwali. Stay
Happy
safe.
Diwali, sir.
Thank you.